Good morning. Welcome to your own satisfying Saturday. Let's grow here once again by learning something new today. So let's start our day with our dreams coming true. Let's visualize them, let's see them, let's feel the feeling as we're running towards our dreams, knowing that each one of us is a winner for life. How wonderful. Let's start our morning. Ritu, get up. Don't be so happily seated. All right. Let's Sanjay play the music and let's all go towards our dreams. So the lazy ones, let's just start. Okay, let's start. Let the music come. Okay. Yes, I'm a winner. Oh, wonderful. Now left leg in the front, right in the back, and once again, let's start. Yes. I'm a winner. How wonderful. So, I have this vision board kind of a scene in front of my Ikigai board where I have all my post-its of my so many dreams. So I look at them and I run. It's just so amazing because everything comes in a nutshell. So yes, if you have your vision boards or you've written them in your book, maybe you can open that while you're running to just kind of remind you that, this is what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at people which might interfere. This is also 2 minutes of creative visualization in a way. You're thinking about it and you're just growing. So yeah, let's go for it. All right, today let's move on to the first book for the day, Ikigai, which is going to give you and me gradually a purpose to live, to explain a little more. Today we are on the third chapter and I request a reader. And today the third chapter is about logotherapy. Now, what is logotherapy? All of us will find out. And how do we live longer and how do we find the purpose of our life will be taught to us. And it doesn't matter what age we are in. Let's get one thing very, very clear, that our purpose can be given to us at any age. It really doesn't matter how young or old. So till somebody volunteers, I'm having shortage of volunteers. I think I have to start thanking my volunteers much more. So all the volunteers who've read so far for us, thank you for all your love and pouring in the pages. Shivani Gupta, may I request you to read today? If yes, please raise your hand. Otherwise, anybody who's comfortable. So what is logotherapy? A colleague once asked Viktor Frankl to define his school of psychology in a single phrase, to which Frankl replied, well, in logotherapy, the patient sits up straight and has to listen to things that are on occasion hard to hear. The colleague had just described psychoanalysis to him in the following terms. In psychoanalysis, the patient lies down on a couch and tells you things that are on occasion hard to say. Frankl explains that one of the first questions he would ask his patients was, why do you not commit suicide? Usually, the patient found good reasons not to and was able to carry on. What then does logotherapy do? The answer is pretty clear. It helps you find reasons to live. Logotherapy pushes patients to consciously discover their life's purpose in order to confront their neurosis. Their quest to fulfill the destiny then motivates them to press forward, breaking the mental chains of the past and overcoming whatever obstacles they encounter along the way. So if you find this question very silly, that hello, why do you not commit suicide? Now the question may be silly, but it'll tell you, oh, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, and you will find a purpose. And wherever there's blockage, you'll actually want to break that mental chain because the blockage is made by human beings. And you will want to overcome whatever is there by facing it, by encountering it along the way. Sometimes we're not able to face our, uh, things. So very important to start doing that. Now, something to live for is the reason why they say is logotherapy in a way. A study conducted by Frankl in his Vienna clinic found that among both patients and personnel, around 80% believed that human beings needed a reason to live, a reason to grow, a reason for 60% people felt that they had someone or something in their lives worth dying for. Isn't that beautiful? That all of us have reason to live, all of us have someone that we really think we can do anything for. Now let's talk about the search for meaning. Shivani, in your voice.
The search for purpose became a personal
Where,
driving.
where are you, sweetheart? We're talking on page number 38, the search for meaning.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Uh, the search for meaning. The search for purpose became a personal driving force that allowed Frankl to achieve his goals. The process of logotherapy can be summarized in these 5 steps. A person feels empty, frustrated, or anxious. The therapist shows him that what he is feeling is the desire to have a meaningful life. The patient discovers his life's purpose at that particular point in time. Of his own free will, the patient decides to accept or reject that destiny. This newfound passion for life helps him overcome obstacles and sorrows. Franklin himself would live and die for his principles and ideals. His experience as a prisoner as ostrich showed him that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way.
so
It
very
was some.
important. One second.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I actually broke in the middle. So very important for all of us to understand that we are sometimes searching for a purpose. And is there any time that we feel empty, frustrated, anxious? Is that happening to any one of us? And that's very regular. If that's happening, it's good because then that means if you're feeling empty, that means you need to fill it up with love and with something meaningful. Now, that love and that meaningful will come when you take a deeper dive within yourself. You will find your life's purpose anytime in the spiritual journey. So you don't have to go for logotherapy, but we're understanding what are the different forms which are available. And on our own, we will be able to accept or reject the destiny. So remember, we always have a choice. Every moment we have a choice. And we are the ones, even we are guided by a higher self, can take it as procrastination, doubt, or whatever, and reject that. But the minute you have newfound passions, and you know it's just it's timelessness, you're just enjoying it, enjoying it. Then come what may, no obstacles matter. Time come hai, apne aap time ban jata hai. You're not being able to do something, apne aap ho jayega because your purpose becomes higher in life. Remember, you and me are here for a purpose. And of course, we are going to study a lot of sciences where everything is taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Now, that is something no one can take from us. So, if I'm a positive person, no matter where you put me, I will always be positive. If I'm a calm person, no matter where you put me, I'll always be calm. Now, do any one of us know such people? हमेशा काम रहते हैं, हमेशा पॉजिटिव रहते हैं, कुछ भी हो जाए, because that's what they are all about, and they've chosen to be like that. Nothing deterres them. It was something he had to go through alone without any help, and it inspired him to for the rest of his life. So now I'm going to just take differences between psychoanalysis and logotherapy. So a lot of you may have been to psychiatrists, may have had psychoanalysis, may not have, and that's everything is perfect. Let's understand the two sciences. The patient reclines on a couch like a patient, and this is happening in psychoanalysis. In logotherapy, the patient sits facing the therapist who guides him or her without passing judgment. Without passing judgment is something you and I can train ourselves also into. You and I can also become, in a way, a logotherapist, not trained. But if we listen to people, listening is an art. We just listen to him first, no judgment. Now, psychoanalysis is beautiful, is retrospective, it looks to the past. So, psychoanalysis, you're always looking back at your past. But in logotherapy, okay, what is it that you're looking forward in life? So, if you've done the artist's way, we were told to write a letter. So, what have we done past 50? Write back to us at this age. But what am I doing now? What am I intending to do now? In psychoanalysis, it's very introspective. You analyze it, analyzes neurosis. But in logotherapy, it does not delve into patient's neurosis. It doesn't. In psychoanalysis, drive is towards pleasure. In logotherapy, it's towards purpose and meaning. Centers on psychology is psychoanalysis, and logotherapy includes a spiritual dimension. A spiritual dimension is very, very imperative for all of us. In psychoanalysis, we are working on psychogenic neurosis. In logotherapy, we are working on noogenic or existential neurosis. So whatever we're existing and whatever is happening in our life, we're working on that. The present we're working on. Kya hai? Kya sambhavna hai, and what possibilities there in the future. In psychoanalysis, you're analyzing the unconscious origin of conflicts, instinctual dimension. For example, this happens, I get cheesed off. This happens, it just is it's like a switch off button. I just know I'm switched off, and I will react because that's how I'm conditioned. It's an instinctive thing. When logotherapy, now I will be made to deal with conflicts when and where they arise, and the spiritual dimension. What I'm getting angry for? It's all about love. ये किसके लिए ego है? What is it all about? Let me just accept my child the way she is, or let me accept my partner the way he is, or let me accept the situation the way it is, because this is how it is. And if I get angry or if I get, deterred, nothing is going to change it. So might as well accept it. In psychoanalysis, it limits itself to the patient's instincts, whereas in logotherapy, it deals with the spiritual realities of love and light, of flowing, of just being goodness, lots of goodwill, just going elevating yourself. In psychoanalysis, it's fundamentally incompatible with faith, whereas logotherapy is very, very compatible with faith. Now, in psychoanalysis, faith is not religion, faith is your belief, like just faith in the universal laws. In psychoanalysis, you seek to reconcile conflicts and satisfy impulses and instincts. So you're going to reconcile. But here, what happens in logotherapy is you're seeking to help the patient find the meaning in his life and satisfy his moral principles. So if I have a moral principle, if I have a meaning in my life, obviously I can satisfy myself, right? So very important to keep moving on in logotherapy to realize what I'm meant for. So I'm waiting for the page to turn. Yes. So now how do we go about this? Let's understand. Let's fight for ourselves. Why should we fight for ourselves? Let's understand when Shivani reads for us.
Existential frustration arises when our life is without purpose or when the purpose is quit. In Franklin's view, however, there is no need to see this frustration as an anomaly or a symptom of neurosis. Instead, it can be a positive thing, a catalyst for change. Logotherapy does not see this frustration as mental illness the way other forms of therapy do, but rather as spiritual anguish, a natural and beneficial phenomenon that drives those who suffer from it to seek a cure, whether on their own or with the help of others. And in doing so, To find greater satisfaction in life, it helps them change their own destiny.
So, okay, the answer to this is, and so I have a question, so I'll answer that. So, firstly, let me describe you through the entire thing. So, anomaly is when you are shifting or deviating from one path to another. So now what's happening is when frustration exists in a body or when it arises immediately, then we find then why is it that the feeling is that okay, my purpose is skewed. There's my life has no purpose. I'm frustrated. This is not happening my way. It's so some people say my way or the highway, but everything's gone. So it's just meaningless. Small little things trigger people, but frustration is not required. Frustration is shifting away from our own path. We can't afford frustration because it's not a great thing, but it's a positive thing, a catalyst for change if we realize that, okay, we have to change ourselves. So now in logotherapy, it doesn't see frustration. It doesn't see that frustration is a mental illness or the person is sick. No, it doesn't. But it will make you connect with a spiritual being. That you are not understanding because you're not flowing in love. So it's coming to us very smoothly, slowly. No, not true. I mean, logotherapy is not very popular in India. Very few of them do that. But I feel this in a spiritual journey, we don't even need these forms. We can do it ourselves. Let's understand the science a bit more. Yes, Shivani.
Logotherapy enters the picture if the person needs help doing this, if he needs guidance in discovering his life's purpose and later in overcoming conflicts so he can keep moving towards his objective. In man's search for meaning, Frankl cites one of Nietzsche's famous aphorisms: "He who has a why to live for can beat with almost any how."
He who has a why to live for can bear with almost anyhow. So if I have a why in my life, whatever it is, I'm going to be able to move on because I have a purpose. It's very important to take a deeper dive. Yes, let's complete.
Based on his own experience, Frankl believed that our health depends on that natural tension that comes from comparing what we have accomplished so far with what we did like to achieve in the future. What we need then is not a peaceful existence, but a challenge we can strive to meet by applying all the skills at our disposal. Existential crisis, on the other hand, is typical of modern societies in which people do what they are told to do or what others do, rather than what they want to do.
I
They
hope you
often
read this line very, very carefully. So, most of us, unfortunately, especially the business house people, they're following the family businesses. Some love it, but some are following it because that's expected from them. So, that society says, get married to this girl or this guy because it's good for us, this. And they're not doing what they really want to do. And that is when the crisis comes because you're just not able to accept. You think, oh, I've had a life of compromise. That's why we keep saying in the spiritual world, do not compromise, do what makes you happy. So if doing something makes you happy, please do that because that is when you will find peace also. If you're all the time saying, oh, I'm doing for this person, I'm doing for this person, I'm not doing for myself, then there'll never be a sense of satisfaction. So very important to learn to not keep compromising. In fact, tell yourselves that my life is absolutely the way I want it. There's no reason to write the word compromise in your affirmations. Just say my life flows the way I want it to flow. And I love my life. Start affirming and things automatically start shifting. When the shift comes, you and I have no idea. But it starts coming and it keeps coming till the time you come to a point that you're doing everything that you love. And then you know what happens? You stop bothering about people on your left and right because you're like, okay, they are on their journey, I'm on my journey, and I'm not going to expect so much from him or her because it's just fine. I have found my peace, I found my love, I'm flowing, and even those few stolen moments of love are good enough for me. So then quality becomes more important than quantity. There are some parents who say, no, 4 ghanta din mein spend karna hi chahiye with children. I feel even if you've had half hour of true bonding time, it's great. So again, that's me. And if you think 4 hours is good for you, you do that. So rather than all the time being ghusghus in each other or your counterparts or everyone, let people have their peace. Let them have their space. Let them grow and you too grow. Then there'll be no compromise. Then there'll be no expectation that, okay, mom has to be here, or my wife has to be here, or my husband has to be here. What has to be? You do what you like. And if they flow in, great. If they don't, great, because then you'll accept it. Let's complete this. Yes.
They often try to fill the gap between what is expected of them and what they want for themselves with economic power or physical pleasure, or by numbing their senses. It can even lead to suicide.
Yes. So
Sanjay,
1 second. So it's
yeah,
very important to understand this bit. So if you're compromising for people, then you will have so much of dissatisfaction in your life. So you're going to be trying to filling it by showing the power of your money. Okay, I can spend. That's why you're showing, oh, I am like this, or physical pleasure, or you just become like numb. You know, I just can't take it anymore, and then it can lead even to suicides. So you don't know what's going on in the backside of your mind, but it's leading you to a point where you're like, life doesn't have too much of meaning, and I'm like done. I give up, and then this happens. So please be careful of where you are heading at whatever age you're in. If you're not being able to manage well, it's because you're not being able to give yourselves the love that you want. Sunday neurosis is an example, and Shivani, I'll just take them through this.
yeah.
Sunday neurosis, for example, is what happens when, without the obligations, commitments to the work week, the individual realizes how empty he is inside. He has to find a solution. Above all, he has to find his purpose, his reason for getting out of his bed, his ikigai. So Sunday is a day when, of course, there's no office, there's no commitment, you're waking up late, and that time sometimes you're empty because you don't know what to do. So if you have your ikigai, a purpose to get out of the bed every day, imagine how wonderful it will be, because Sunday will be a day for ikigai, and it'll be the most look forward day, and the evenings or whenever you're planning the other days. So I feel empty inside. Have you heard people say this? It's something which is there, which a lot of us say that. Why? Because in a study conducted at the Vienna Polyclinic Hospital, Frankel's team found that 55% of patients they interviewed were experiencing some degrees of existential crisis. According to logotherapy, discovering one's purpose in life helps an individual fill that existential void. So if you're existing and if you have a void, now sometimes logotherapy is going to find your purpose and give you a kickstart in life. Frankl, a man who faced his problems and turned his objectives into actions, could look back on his life in peace as he grew old. He did not have to envy those still enjoying their youth because he had amassed a broad set of experience that showed he had lived for something. So thank you, Ritesh sir, for showcasing this book at this point. We start tomorrow for page number 42. So until then, we move on to the power of subconscious mind. It's the last day for all of us. So let's all find a purpose in life. For this, so now you have to start analyzing that whatever you're doing, are you happy about it, or do you need a change? If you need a change, can some kind of passion, hobby be the change, or do you need a change of your entire line of work? Believe me, it's never too late to start something. But whatever you're doing should excite you. So, say if I'm a teacher, I'm teaching in a school, my job should, excite me. Oh, today's children are going to come and it's going to be great. Like, for example, in the evening, oh, I'm loving the sessions. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old little children, ma'am, there'll magics come like this, Kushagra said this, ma'am, magic comes like this so easily, or was it a coincidence? It's cute because I love it. It's a beautiful idea to teach them in the evening because I love the energy. So, yes, if all of you like what you're doing, great. If not, then it's time for us to keep growing bigger and bigger or in our internal depth and keep analyzing ourselves. Today, we are on this beautiful chapter which says how to stay young forever in spirit. And in this, let's talk about this fact of 110 years old. Shivani, please, over to you.
Some years ago, while lecturing in Bombay, India, I was introduced to a man who said he was 110 years old. He had the most beautiful face I have ever seen. He seemed transfigured by the radiance of an inner light. There was a rare beauty in his eyes, indicating he had grown old in years with gladness and with no indication that his mind had dimmed its lights.
So yes, it's very beautiful to know that people are growing old beautifully and people are radiating magic. Why? Because they know that life has been great, it's been purposeful, and then they're like, oh, I'm all brightly lit, and then they have the spark in the eye even at this age. That's something we've spoken about. Now retirement, a new venture. Now retirement is a very misconstrued word. Somehow I feel there's no need for anyone to retire ever, but let's understand this.
Be sure that your mind never retires. It must be like a parachute, which is no good unless it opens up. Be open and receptive to new ideas. I have seen men of 65 and 70 retire. They seem to rot away and in a few months passed on. They obviously felt that life was at an end. Retirement can be a new venture, a new challenge, a new path, the beginning of the fulfillment of a long dream. It is inexpressibly depressing to hear a man say, "What shall I do now that I am retired?" He is saying, in effect, "I'm mentally and physically dead. My mind is bankrupt of ideas." All this is a false picture. The real truth is that you can accomplish more at 90 than you did at 60 because each day you're growing in wisdom and understanding of life and the universe through your new studies and interests.
Isn't that a beautiful perspective, that every age is to be looked upon to? The 90s are even better because then you have so much more wisdom, so much more time for yourself. But this is also possible in 40s and 15s and 16s, 70s and 80s. Why? Because if you say that I am looking at a spiritual growth, mental, physical, emotional growth, and I balance them very beautifully, so you and me can follow to 12 hours a week work and then we get managed millions because that's how we've trained our mind. When we go in a spiritual journey, our businesses or our work flourish. Why? Because everything is in a perfect divine order. You know that and you believe in that, and things happen so beautifully. Then, with less number of hours, also you're able to accomplish far more goals than with the people say 8 hours is important. And like my dad has this conception that working in the office is very, very, very important. That's not my conception. I say even if I'm working an hour on my Google Sheets and everything online, and I just don't have to go to the factory in person. So again, everyone has their own perception. What is your real truth? What are you finding at what age? It all depends upon you. Retirement is absolutely in hogwash. We are all supposed to keep working, at least keep our mind active. Retiring from, yeah, maybe work commitments is okay, but doing something that you love, you can't retire and do nothing. So that is when, in fact, if you have a plan to retire from work, don't use the word retire. Just say, yeah, moving on now to a new part of my life. So that's what the retirement gives you a feeling, oh, ho gaya, finished. Next time. Now let's read another chapter. He graduated to a better job.
An executive who lives near me was forced to retire a few months ago because he had reached the age of 65. He said to me, "I look upon my retirement as a promotion from kindergarten to the first grade." He philosophized in his manner. He said that when he left high school, he went up the ladder by going to college. He realized this was a step forward in his education and understanding of life in general. Likewise, he added, now he could do things he always wanted to do, and therefore his retirement was still another step forward on the ladder of life and wisdom. He came to the wise conclusion that he was no longer going to concentrate on making a living. Now he was going to give all his attention to living life. He, an amateur photographer, he
Amateur
is an
photographer.
amateur photographer and he took additional courses on the subject. He took a trip around the world and took movies of famous places. He now lectures before various groups, lodges, and clubs and is in popular demand. There are countless ways of taking an interest in something worthwhile outside yourself. Become enthusiastic over new creative ideas, make spiritual progress, and continue to learn and to grow. In this manner, you remain young in heart because you are hungering and thirsting after new truths, and your body will reflect your thinking at all times.
So
Should I
if you
continue?
have a zest, no, if you have a zest to continue to learn and to grow, how wonderful it will be. So at whatever age you are, and you're like, now I want to try this. Okay, now I want, like in my bucket list, there's so many things I've never tried, like golf, playing the tanpura, like, reading many, many more books, spiritual books, or even other books. So much to do, or learn some new hobbies, learn something new, so keep learning, keep reinventing. I even want to study nutrition. So now always have a creative idea bank list with you that what all you want to do. And the minute you do complete it, just do a tick mark, check it off, because the idea is to keep growing, the idea is to keep learning, and the idea is to keep being young in heart. In fact, the more knowledgeable you become, the more adaptive you are. You're able to strike a conversation with a 6-year old and an 86-year old also very easily, because then you're in everyone's mindset. You're not showing off your knowledge, but you're just embracing everyone the way they are. And that is a time when you and I become so much more better at being a listener, at listening. And then new truths start coming out. And your body will start reflecting your thinking. It'll start glowing in love. That's why you find the spark in people's life. Older people, either their eyes are full of spark, they have such beautiful things about their yesteryears, or they're, moving on and telling you something. So this is beautiful to keep moving on, keep evolving. You must be a producer and not a prisoner of society. What does this mean? Let's understand.
The newspapers are taking cognizance of the fact that the voting population of the elderly in California elections is increasing by leaps and bounds. This means that their voices will be heard in the legislature of the state and also in the halls of Congress. I believe there will be enacted a federal law prohibiting employees from discrimination against men and women because of age. A man of 65 years may be younger mentally, physically, and physiologically, psychologically than many men at 30. It is stupid and ridiculous to tell a man he cannot be hired because he is over 40. It is like saying to him that he is ready for scrap heap or the junk pile. What is a man of 40 or over to do? Must he bury his talents and hide his light under a bushel? Men who are deprived and prevented from working because of age must be sustained by government treasuries at county, state, and federal levels. The many organizations who refuse to hire them and benefit from their wisdom and experience will be taxed to support them. This is a form of financial suicide. Man is here to enjoy the fruit of his labor, and he is here to be a producer and not a prisoner of the society which compels him to idleness. Man's body slows down gradually as he advances through the years, but his conscious mind can be made much more active, alert, alive, and quickened by inspiration from his subconscious mind. His mind, in reality, never grows old. Job said, "Oh, that I were, uh, that I were as in months past, as in days when God preserved me, when His candle shined upon my head, and when by His light I walked through darkness, as I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle." Job 29 2 4.
So very important to understand that we have to be a producer of our lives, and it doesn't matter who's discriminating, who's not. If you think you have it in you, just do it. Forget how the society is, forget who's younger, who's older. If you're here to enjoy, to grow, to contribute to somebody's life or to some society, go for it. It doesn't matter who's making you a prisoner, who's not. If you decide that you want to become a prisoner, you can. But if you think, no, at a very older age, I can contribute a lot more, you never know what ways open up for you. Today, if I am an officer, I'm working with the government, and if they've given me a timeline that, okay, I must retire at XYZ age, What if I enter something else? What if so right now, okay, the government probably has said that okay, I can't do this because this age is cut off. I can't even do something more in government because the ages remain the same. But if I have an inherent desire to serve the society, you never know when doors open and the age is jacked up or some new doors open up. So if you want to be a producer in your life, you can really write the story of your life the way you want. So I'll tell you something. When 2 years ago I was invited to, to join politics, and I said, okay, that will come in my life once I've established my dreams. I will work on it. But then when I decided that do I want to join the BJP or Aam Aadmi Party, I said nothing resonates with me because I'm not here for that. So I never know later what if I develop a party or I get like-minded people tomorrow we do something and maybe the age goes up and we can serve till much later in our days when we really want to, or maybe younger. You never know when what happens. So please be a producer, director, writer of your life and don't become a prisoner of society. So when I ran this idea through my parents back home and grandparents, they're like, you must do it. Somebody has to be the change and you must do it. When I asked here, my mom and daughter's like, no, 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 no. Don't even think it's so dirty, this world. They don't even get into it. So again, two paradigms. But then I said, okay, if I'm meant to be, if I like to do, I will go for it. So just trying to say that please keep evolving, learning, and don't say no for anything in life. You never know when doors and things open up. If you have a beautiful heart which wants to serve, that's it. That's it. Ideas will keep coming on to you. Let's talk about the secret of youth.
To recapture the days of your youth, feel the miraculous healing, self renewing power of your subconscious mind moving through your whole being. Know and feel that you are inspired, lifted up, rejuvenated, revitalized, and recharged spiritually. You can bubble over with enthusiasm and joy, as in the days of your youth, for the simple reason that you can always mentally and emotionally recapture the joyous state.
So very
The
important to 1 second, Sweetie. So very important to understand that if I am inspired, then I'm always feeling great. I'll always feel fresh and rejuvenated. Small little things will make me, get the vital energy. And if I am charged spiritually, nothing can burst my bubble of love because then I'm so enthusiastic. Then in whatever I do, my love pours in. So then some people will start saying, "Oh, how can you excel in everything? It's not possible humanly. You must have some superpowers." And that will happen to everyone because you are now going to become a better version of yourselves. Let the candle burn all the time and let it be, it's just fine. Just let it burn. Remember, the candles can be remade again and again. People say, don't compare yourself to a candle because the wax will die and it'll finish off. Why? Why from that another one can't be made? So lots of things are happening in life. Just share your light. Yes, Shivani, please continue.
The candle which shines upon your head is divine intelligence and reveals to you everything you need to know. It enables you to affirm the presence of your good regardless of appearances. You walk by the guidance of your subconscious mind because you know that the dawn appears and the shadows flee away.
So, very important to understand that we are divinely guided. Whatever we want in life is available to us. All you have to do is have an intention. And the minute you have the intention, you get the guidance. Get a vision.
Instead of saying, I'm old, say, I'm wise in the way of divine life. Don't let the corporation newspapers or statistics hold a picture of you of old age, declining years, uh, dis, uh, de-
Decrepitude.
decrepitude,
Sensibility.
senility, and uselessness. Reject it, for it is a lie. Refuse to be hypnotized by such propaganda. Affirm life, not death. Get a vision of yourself as happy, radiant, successful, serene, and powerful.
So, vision is very important. Whatever vision you think holds good for you, write the vision, get the vision. Very, very important. Your mind does not grow old. It, in fact, gets younger with knowledge. Let's read about this.
Former President Herbert Hoover, now 88 years old, is very active and performing mental work. I interviewed him a few years ago in his speech at Waldorf Astoria, New York City. I found him healthy, happy, vigorous, and full of life and enthusiasm. He was keeping several secretaries busy, handling his correspondence, and was himself writing books of a political and historical nature. Like all men, I found him affable, genial, amiable, loving, and most understanding. His mental acumen and sagacity gave me the thrill of a lifetime. He is a deeply religious man and is full of faith in God and in the triumph of the eternal truth of life. He was subjected to a barrage of criticism and condemnation in the years of the Great Depression, but he weathered the storm and did not grow old in hatred, resentment, ill will, and bitterness. On the contrary, he went into silence of his soul and communing with the divine presence within him. He found the peace which is the power at the heart of God.
I hope all of you are trying to find your purpose. I hope you're trying to understand that we have a divine presence within ourselves, and this divine presence is always there to guide us. And we have the power, right? The minute you start believing, everything will automatically become very, very, very beautiful. So start giving it value, start thanking it. Thank you. Whenever you have a good feeling, start thanking it. His mind active at 99. How wonderful.
My father learned the French language at 65 years of age and became an authority on it at 70. He made a study of Gaelic when he was over 60 and became an acknowledged and famous teacher of the subject. He assisted my sister in a school of higher learning and continued to do so until he passed away at 99. His mind was as clear as was as clear at 99 as it was when he was 20. Moreover, his handwriting and his reasoning powers had improved with age. Truly, you are as old as you think and feel.
Yes, that's something very important to understand. And that's something I learned from my grandparents every other day. They say age is just a number, we don't even feel it. So please, let's feel young because we're only getting younger. We're not getting older. It's all in the mind. So we need our senior citizens, 100%. Yes, let's read about them.
Marcus Porcius Cato, the Roman patriot, learned Greek at 80. Madame Ernestine Schumann, the German-American contralto, reached the pinnacle of her musical success after she became a grandmother. It is wonderful to behold the accomplishments of oldsters. General Douglas MacArthur, Harry S. Truman, General Dewitt, Eisenhower, and American financier Bernard Baruch are interesting, active, and contributing their talents and wisdoms to the world. The Greek philosopher Socrates learned to play musical instruments when he was 80 years old. Michelangelo was painting his greatest canvases at 80. At 80, Sios Simonides won the prize for poetry. John Goethe finished Faust, and Leopold von Ranke commenced his History of the World, which he finished at 92. Alfred Tennyson wrote a magnificent poem, Crossing the Bar, at 83. Isaac Newton was hard at work, close to 85. At 88, John Wesley was directing, preaching, and guiding Methodism. We have several men of 95 years
So now who says age is not good for growth?
who
Yes.
come to who come to my lecture and they tell me they are in better health now than they were at 20. Let us place our senior citizens in high places and give them every opportunity to bring forth the flowers of paradise. If you are retired, get interested in laws of life and the wonders of your subconscious mind. Do something you have always wanted to do. Study new subjects and investigate new ideas. Pray as follows: as the heart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. Psalm 42:1.
So very important to understand that everyone can contribute at any age, right? So of course, my grandpa keeps saying, ऐसा कोई फोरम ही नहीं है जहाँ हम बात कर सकते हैं, शेयर कर सकते हैं। क्यों ओल्ड लोग को एकदम अलग से डाल देते हैं? देयर इज नो प्लेस फॉर मी टू ग्रो एंड इवॉल्व एंड आई एम लाइक बाबूजी आई रियली कांट हेल्प इट. It just gives you an idea how wonderful senior citizens are. They're full of light, and but there's no place for them to share their light. So maybe Sangha together just think of something and bring them together on some forum. I do not know. So let's keep evolving, and let's senior citizens are very important. Let's take their let's let them share their light. The fruits of old age.
His flesh shall be fresher than a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth. Job 32:25. Old age really means the contemplation of the truths of God from the highest standpoint. Realize that you are on an endless journey, a series of important steps in this ceaseless, tireless, endless ocean of life. Then, with the psalmist, you will say, they shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. Psalm 92:14. But the fruit of spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Galatians 5:22-23. You are a child, son of infinite life, which knows no end, and you are the child of eternity.
It's so beautiful to know that everybody is a child of eternity. Everybody is infinite potential, and we have so much in life to give. And if we start seeing the fruit of spirit, which is love, which is joy, which is patience, understanding, compassion, and everything is so beautiful, then life is going to become a beautiful journey. It will be endless. Until the last minute, we'll be enjoying every bit of it. So old age is something one should really look forward towards, but counting that every day now is the most important because every day you're moving towards something which is wonderful. And each one of us is an endless ocean of life. So let's be the endless infinite being. Okay, so now the time is 5:45. Would we want to read the profitable pointers today and conclude this book right now, or move on to Luke Cottino and complete this tomorrow, Sunday? That's a Sunday we're beginning Power of Now. So I thought, let me ask you all, what do you feel? Because this would take about 20 minutes. So either we conclude this book today, or we read Luke Cottino and conclude this tomorrow. Ideally, tomorrow is a better idea. Conclude this book tomorrow. It's complete. Okay, I've got a mixture, two and two. So a couple of more replies for me to know where I
I
go
think
for.
we should finish it today,
Uh,
conclude today.
yeah, thank you, Shivani. Sunday, what? Rajiv Pal, I don't know Sunday. What do you want to do on Sunday? Start Power of Now or conclude this? Um, More time to spend over it tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Let's conclude this tomorrow. I also feel let's just conclude tomorrow because let's give this time because we'll have more time and we will not be put in nutshell. So thank you, Ritesh sir. Tomorrow it is. And today we'll move on to Luke Cottino. So because this is a very beautiful chapter and it's the last profitable pointers, it's concluding the entire book in a way. So it's nice to actually do it tomorrow. But because I've mentioned that we finish it today, so and I believe in taking it by the flow usually. So if you're flowing in words and thoughts, so why not take it? Today in Luke Cottino's book, we're talking about the most important tool of sleep and how each one of us is sleeping and recovering. Yeah, don't want it to end today. Yes, I agree, Ajay and Anju. So sleep and recovery is extremely imperative. And let's just understand how and why and what can we do today about it. So Shivani, over to you.
I think of sleep and recovery as the secret sauce when it comes to burning belly fat, losing weight, and enhancing health and immunity. The most important factor is to make sure your sleep cycle is optimized. It is it's not just about how many hours of sleep you get, but also about the quality and depth of your sleep cycles. The University of Chicago has research showing that individuals who were trying to lose weight lost 55% more body fat when they rested more and had better quality of sleep than the control group that was sleep deprived. There is so much going on in the body when you sleep, particularly the production of hormones. The human growth hormone, which accelerates healing and regeneration, replenishes energy, and builds growth and muscle, is one of the hormones that is secreted. Lack of it in the body is also responsible for premature aging. No amount of anti-aging creams or injections will work if you're not producing this growth hormone.
So one more thing, these anti-aging creams, I do not know how many of you fall for them, but if you actually use your home, you'll be aging much beautifully rather than using these cosmetics. So try and embrace stuff which the elders have done and not going for all these fads. Yes, please.
Stanford University found that deprivation during just one 24-hour period of sleep leads to an increase in ghrelin,
Brilliant.
a, a hormone that makes you want to eat. It also suppresses leptin, which is necessary for your brain to know that you're feeling satiated. Less leptin makes you eating as satiety is delayed. At the same time, the level of cortisol in the body increases, which causes the bodies to store more fat. As discussed earlier, fat gain and inability to burn it off is almost about poor hormonal balance. And this research proves just how important sleep is to maintaining that balance.
So very important to understand that sleep is important and the quality of sleep is most important. So these smartwatches will show you deep sleep, phases of sleep, but your body will tell you when you wake up in the morning that are you fresh or not? Can you really open up your eyes or you really want to things like that? Let your body decide. Of course, these hormones are secreted. So if you're sleeping less, leptin is really reduced, and then you're never satiated. You want to keep eating and eating and eating. Sometimes you wake up and you just want to start eating because you probably haven't had a deeper sleep. But sometimes you've woken up with so much of energy that you can actually eat your first meal at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock later because you're like, I'm full. I'm absolutely great. That means you've really slept very well. When your intermittent fasting quality becomes better with you not wanting and wishing for food to come in your body, that means you've really slept well. So let your body speak to you. Continue.
To To understand this process a bit better, it is necessary to understand how important melatonin is and how it works for your body. Your body starts producing melatonin as your surroundings get darker and exposure to artificial light decreases. Without sufficient melatonin, you cannot sleep, even if you are physically and mentally exhausted. Melatonin is also a powerful anti cancer hormone. Tumor growth accelerates when you have insufficient or disruptive melatonin. Sufficient melatonin is also needed to interfere and stop the new blood supply tumors require for their rapid growth. Has a connection and association with brown adipose tissues, a type of fat that helps burn white fat, which is not required in the body. It is found in your chest, upper shoulders, above your clavicle, and in the back of your neck. Artificial light from your tablets, phones, TVs, and alarm clocks disrupt melatonin function. Cornell University found that even a coin-sized fiber optic light in your bedroom can have an impact on it. Because all this light pollution disrupts melatonin levels in the body, sleep is disturbed, which in turn affects other hormones. Natural light like that from the moon has a low luminance factor and doesn't interfere with melatonin function. In fact, it signals to the brain to produce more of the hormone. When we wake up to rays of early sun or break of day, the luminance factor of the sun is such that it automatically decreases production of melatonin and we wake up. Hence, it is important to adhere to day-night cycle of sleep. For people who work night shifts, it is essential to create complete darkness when they sleep by using blackout, heavy curtains, or eye masks. Many people sleep for 8 to 9 hours every night and yet feel tired all the time without the desired results of fat loss. They may eat great food, exercise enough, and yet not lose fat because they are sleep deprived. This is because most of the magic takes place when you sleep well. It is not enough to sleep a number of hours, but to also reach that deep anabolic stage amid the slow waves of delta that make deep sleep happen. Each phase of sleep is correlated to specific functions ranging from regeneration, growth, and detoxification of cells and organs in the body to make them work better for weight loss and good health. For example, your liver, which is the main fat regulator, regenerates and heals while you sleep, while your sleep cycle is deeper.
So I want to break a myth for a lot of us. A lot of you have been sleeping with night lights or night lamps. So I'm just use a chat box for me to analyze how many of you are actually using the night light in your rooms. You feel that light ke bina, when you wake up to the loo, you will actually bump into something and get hurt, and you need that little light or the little lamp in your room. Is that happening with you? So if that is happening with you, get one thing very clear. It works on your complexions. It works on your respiratory system, it works on your digestion system, it works on your sleep quality. Because in the back of your mind, you have this thing that, oh, I'm protected, I'm sleeping with all of my guards. But actually, in the night, you're supposed to drop your guards. It's nice to open the curtain a bit so that you can have the moonlight filtering in. Vis-a-vis thinking, oh, who look peeping from my window? So everyone's sleeping at night. Nobody's peeping in your window, even if something is going on. Nobody's peeping in your window because it's just the moonlight filtering in. It will not make the light from inner to go out. So now, if you have these lights, think about it because it is playing on your nerves, whether you realize or not. It is not natural light. It is artificial light, whether it's fiber optic, whether it's from tablets, phones, anywhere. You're not supposed to have any form of light in the room at all. Because, and have you ever realized that if the room is dark, no, so even salt lamp is bad. It is artificial light. Salt may be made from the natural salt, but the bulb inside is not natural. It's not sun. It's not moon. It's a natural light. It's a unnatural form of light. So it's very important to understand that light is not supposed to stay in the room at all. And have you realized that when it's a completely dark out room, your eyes adjust and you're able to see very well. You just acclimatize and you're able to see everything very clearly after 2 minutes or 3 minutes of it being completely dark. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to, when you wake up, you know where your room is, where your bathroom is, where your pot is. You don't need light. And light is anyways filtering in. So yes, if you don't have light, Rico, in a way, that's fantastic. It's supposed to be like dark out, as if there's zero light. At the most, if you're very insecure, have your curtains open. This is going to compromise. And you start this, and you see in a month from now, your body will feel better. Your complexion is going to be much better. You would have slept much better when it's completely dark. So it's very important just to understand this. I just thought I'll throw some light. Yes, let's continue.
Have you ever wondered why your mouth smells when you wake up in the morning, and why you have dirt in your eyes, or why your urine is warm and yellow? All this signifies that your body was detoxifying while you slept, and the waste is a byproduct of it. Men's beards grow while they sleep, signifying growth. Similarly, if you fall and bruise,
Ritesh, sir? Yeah, thank you.
your knee, fall and bruise your knee, you wake up to find a scab, indicating repair and growth while you slept. The body also experiences fat, burn, and hormone balancing during the process. So, when we sleep less or the quality is impacted negatively, all of above gets compromised. There is also research showing that conditions like Alzheimer's disease may be caused by the brain's inability to detoxify. The human body has a lymphatic system, that is body's disposal system for cellular waste removal. This system does not connect to your brain because of the blood-brain barrier. There is no room in the brain for growth, repair, and regeneration when it is overloaded with toxins. Since the lymphatic system cannot detoxify your brain, the brain has a lymphatic system that does the job. This system pumps a cerebral spinal fluid through your brain, which flushes out the waste and toxins in your body's circulatory system. The waste is then taken to your liver and finally eliminated. When you sleep, your brain's cells shrink in size almost 50-60% to allow more space for the spinal fluid to flush out toxins and waste, and your glymphatic system gets 8 to 10 times more active.
So I don't know how many of you have observed when you're sleeping very well, and first thing in the morning you will crap. And otherwise, if you've had restless sleep, even your entire system goes for a sixer, and you'll not probably be able to crap the minute you wake up. That's because of this entire function that you've spoken about. So it's very important to understand that everything has a relevance. Sleeping at the right time, deep sleep is important because cellular waste removal is very, 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 very important. And that is what will make us even more healthier. Let's understand this more with examples.
For example, amyloid beta, a protein that forms the notorious
Notorious.
plaque found in the brains of Alzheimer's disease patient is removed in significantly greater quantities during sleep. As stated by the Times magazine, the findings raise interesting questions about how sleep may affect the progression of Alzheimer's disease or other neuro, uh, neurodegenerative
Disorder.
disorder, but they also provide a strong warning for anybody who skips sleep. The short version don't.
So we
Accord-
cannot skip sleep, come what may. Sleep in time. Don't compromise on your phone so much that okay, something interesting is happening. I will sleep later. If possible, put alarms on your phones because if you're not being able to switch off your phones 2 hours before sleep time, and if you're reading it as a Kindle, even then put an alarm that you have to sleep. So even there's no activity happening, only reading is happening. Even then you need to sleep at the right time. So don't compromise. Yes.
According to Dr. Nedegard, the brain only has limited energy at its disposal, and it appears that it must choose between two different functional states, awake and aware, or asleep and cleaning up. You can think of it like having a house party. You can either entertain the guests or clean up the house, but you can't really do both at the same time. The more toxins your brain has, the more fatigue you feel, which in turn leads to imbalances in the brain and hormones. This doesn't impact immunity. It doesn't just impact immunity, it also creates brain fog, lethargy, and forgetfulness, and impedes your ability to make decisions or think. Also, when your REM, rapid eye movement, cycle gets disrupted, it can trigger irritability, difficulty in concentrating, and low immunity. These feelings generate uncontrollable cravings, which can lead to weight gain. When you are trying to build a business, make a living, raise a family, or just have a good time, usually the easiest thing to sacrifice or skimp on is sleep. And that is something you need to change. Who says you can't have a fun filled life along with giving your body and brain the sleep it needs? The continuous lack of sleep has a cumulative effect, and it is not wise to think that you will use weekends or holidays to make up for lost sleep. The human body does not work that way. Melatonin has to be produced, hormones have to be balanced, and cells need to regenerate, grow, and repair every single day and night. Your body will not wait for the weekend to do this and match your lifestyle.
कभी होता है you've partied enough and you're like, oh, weekend पे makeup कर लेंगे. So that is just what you say. Weekend पे कुछ नहीं makeup होता. Every day you need to have the banging balance. Morning makeup, सोए कब, उठे कब. Everything has to be. You can't say आज ज़्यादा खा लेते हैं, कल उपवास कर लेंगे. So you have to see what your body needs. Be careful with your body. Respect it. That's the only place you live in.
My advice is to listen to the biofeedback that your body gives you every day. If you feel tired during the day and constantly yawn, you need more sleep. If you sleep and wake up tired, you need more sleep. If you are ill or in recovery, you need to sleep more than usual. If you work out hard and intensely, you need more sleep and rest. And don't turn to sleeping pills to solve your problem. The following quote from Dr. Mercola explains it best. Not only do sleeping pills not address any of the underlying causes of insomnia, researchers have repeatedly shown that sleeping pills don't work, but your brain is being tricked into thinking they do. One analysis found that on average, sleeping pills help people fall asleep approximately 10 minutes sooner and increase total sleep time by mere 15 to 20 minutes.
So whoever has a habit of sleeping pills, wake up. Just see what's happening. Sleeping pills is just a psychological thing. It'll make you sleep, but it doesn't actually make you sleep. So very important to keep analyzing yourself. जो लोग सुबह बहुत yawn करते हैं, and I keep seeing them. That's because रात को time पे नहीं सो रहे. सुबह उठना है session के लिए. They want to, they don't want to miss it. But रात को they're not being able to sleep in time. So very important to wake up to this. Thank you, Ritesh sir. Let's have the heart thought for the day. And let's have a new reader if possible. Payal, would you want to read the heart thought for all of us? If you think you want to read. If you can, then please raise your hand. Otherwise, anybody else. All right. Thank you, Payal. So please raise your hand so that we can unmute you. So today's heart thought is very beautiful. It's all about holding on. Some people don't know how to say no. The only way they know how to say no is to be ill. So लोग को ना बोलना नहीं आता and फिर वो बीमार पड़ जाते हैं. That's the only way they think, okay, now this is how it is. For such people, I accept what is best for me. So over to you, Payal.
I accept what is best for me. If I threw a hot potato at you, what would you do with it? Would you catch it? Would you hold it while it was burning your hand? Why would you even catch it? Why don't you just step out of the way? It is possible to refuse anything, even a gift. Are you aware of that?
Yes, thank you so much, Payal. That is really wonderful. Thank you, Shivani, also for reading so beautifully. So I accept what is best for me is so beautiful. Why? Because if somebody is throwing an insult at you or saying something negative to you and you don't believe in it, you can just don't accept it. I read a story long back about Buddha. We talked about this before. When somebody said, why didn't you get angry? This villager came and told you such, bad things. He's like, I never took it from him. He said it to me, but मैंने लिया ही नहीं. यहाँ से सुना, यहाँ से निकाला. So I accept what is best for me is an affirmation for all of us who tend to pick on to people's things and let them spoil your aura. Let your energy be positive. Take only what you think is required. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Payal. God bless you both. Let's now go on to our meditation. I hope you all are meditating and manifesting in the morning, be it anything. It's very important to do that. Don't get off track for that. Nitin, we missed you yesterday. So are you the co-host today? Today, let's appreciate life and ourselves. Feet firmly placed on the ground below, or if cross-legged, imagine yourself seated on the floor on Mother Earth. Back absolutely straight. Eyes closed. Hands in a comfortable resting position. And let's wear a smile. Let's inhale and laugh. Feel the love filling in and making you glow from inside. And as you exhale, feel the warmth of love permeating from you to everywhere around you. Inhale light and see everything internally clearly. We are what we think we are. Now it's time to see it clearly. Let's exhale the light and share the light with the world. Let's inhale appreciation for us at every stage of our life, past, present, or future. Let's share the appreciation with the world. It's all about love and appreciation. Life is a miracle. Life is a beautiful privilege. Life is an opportunity to glow and grow. Let's finally go deeper and deeper in our world of life. Life, which is truly the light. Let's go deeper inside and find our love, find our light, which are the two universal forces of universe and nature. Imagine yourself in some everyday situation and picture someone, maybe someone you know or a stranger. Any situation. This someone or stranger is looking at you with great love and admiration and telling you something they really like about you. How do you feel? Now picture a few more people coming up and agreeing that you are a very wonderful person. You may be embarrassed. You may want to cover your eyes, or you just may want to duck, but stick with it. I know it feels great. Now, imagine more and more people arriving and gazing at you with tremendous love and respect in their eyes. Picture yourself in a parade or on a stage with throngs of cheering, applauding people, all loving and appreciating you. You are their hero. Hear the applause ringing in your ears, standing up, hooting, whistling, shouting your name out. And now the humble you is bowing down in front of me, in front of them. Thank them for their support and appreciation. Bow down with gratitude. Maybe your hands are folded. Maybe you're overwhelmed with tears. And you're just telling yourself that you're such a blessed soul. And as you keep going, you're so humble from your heart. And you're feeling so loved with so much of appreciation, so much of support. It's this time that we must self-appreciate ourselves. I love and accept myself completely as I am. I don't have to try and please anyone else. I like myself, and that's what counts. Yes, I'm here to better myself if I feel the need, not because people feel the need. Because I love myself. I'm highly pleasing to myself in the presence of other people. Because I know I'm confident I'm on the right path. And I have a beautiful heart. The heart which is full of appreciation. I only count the blessings. When I see a soul, a person in front of me, or people, I only absorb the goodness in them. Because I am a yes man. I am a yes person. So I only absorb the goodness. I express myself freely, fully, easily, no filters attached. If people judge, okay, they have a mental problem. I don't. I am transparent. The way I am inside is the way I am outside. Gone are the days when I hear people saying, Soch ke bolo. No, I don't. Because now I'm flowing in love. When I'm flowing in love, how can I ever go wrong? I have no malice in my heart. If I'm saying something, it's only out of goodness. And I agree with it, I believe in it. I am a powerful, loving, and creative being. God has made me in His image, giving me all the universal laws and beliefs and feelings. So I am love, I am light, and I shine bright, bright here, bright now. And now I am becoming a person who accepts compliments and loves. I don't shy away so much because that's how I'm growing to be humble, rooted, welcoming, open, and receptive. Thank you, dear feelings and heart, for this beautiful imagery and this world of emotions that I went through right now of feeling good. And now I wish to be productive and to grow and to help people in their journey to grow. And let's now surrender this wish as we open our hands towards the universe. Dear universe, make us the channels of love and light. Let only goodness flow from us. Make us the channels for goodness, for improving the quality of someone's life somewhere. Maybe many people, maybe lots of people, but make us the channels because we're surrendering ourselves to you. Thank you, divinities, for all the blessings. Thank you, guardians, for always keeping us safe. Angels, for always looking out for us and guiding us with the magic. Cosmos, for always showering us the universal energy of love and light. Let's expand our angel hearts. We are yes people. Each one of us is open and receptive to love and abundance in the universes. We are all growing from this dimension to the other, embracing the shift. Each one of us is loving life as never before. And so it is. Let's now bow down our heads in gratitude. Your hands can be comfortably placed on your laps. Dearest Mother Earth, planet Earth, we have reincarnated as a soul on you. As a soul has acquired a body. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I have unknowingly abused you, not respected you. I've used disposables and trashed them in you. I've used unprocessed food and let you be abused. Now I'm becoming more conscious and I promise to love myself and love you. I promise to take care of you and help you grow and restore you back to your glory. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for always being a giver. We love you. We love you like none other. So thank you for nurturing us, for making our roots go stronger in you. The more knowledgeable we become, the more humble and rooted we become. We are more grounded, and it's all because of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's look at a life level, eye level. Dearest magical life, you have been magnificent. You are magnificent and you will be. We embrace everything in our life the way it was, with all its goodness, with its curves which are going up and down, but each important for our growth. And today we embrace it all in totality because we are nothing and yet we are everything. It's all about exploring our inner possibilities. Each one of us is growing creatively, finding the passions that we never ever went to for dearth of time. Now there's timelessness. There's all the time in the world. Whatever we want, we create. And so it is. Let's put our hands together, energize them by rubbing them together, blessing our conscious subconscious mind for restructuring, reprogramming, learning, and unlearning. On our wonderful face, our eyesight, our ear sight, our spoken sills, our smelling, our touch, our neck, our food pipe, which is also nourishing us now with a lot of spiritual energy and cosmic energy. Our shoulders, arms, back, spinal cord too, hips, chest, lungs, heart, liver, stomach, intestines, gallbladder, uterus, sexual organs, excretory organs, legs, knees, calves, feet, and back up at the heart level with folded arms. To all my organs, I pay my ode. To trillions of cells, 100,000 kilometers of blood circulation system, muscles, tissues, fibers, glands, bones, and skin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To this beautiful body, I know we are made up of energy, and let's vibrate at a higher level of energy, and let's discard whatever is detrimental for our growth. And so it is. And let's each one of us share our inner love, our light, and wishing of abundance and healing to each one of us, to our family members, loved ones, and to all beings on Mother Earth. Love, light, and blessings, Sanya, Prachi, Kavita, Yashvi, Shivani, Ritu, Ushaji, Rigu, Naveen, Pratimaji, Nehal, Neetu, Bhuvan, Siddharth, Vandana, Sangeeta, Shubhra, Akshay, Ajay and Anju, Niriksha, Mudita, Anika, Archana, Prashant, Nikita, Rajiv, Payal, Hina, Rashi, Shalu, Parul, Kripa, Ravi, Peena, Amit, Nitin, Rima, Asmeet, Rohini, Sunita, Ankur, Radhika, Poonam, Garima, Gaurav, Nisha, Jitendraji, Seema, Radhika, Parul, Ankita, Alifia, and to everyone whose cameras are off, lots of love, light, and abundance. Ankita, Nisha, whoever I've missed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any questions, any reflections for anything? If at all any, please feel free to ask. On Sunday, that's tomorrow, we will have, we'll make the session a little longer for those who want to stay back for the artist's way to understand the assignments. Ritesh sir, in case you're there with us, please just get those flyers of our artist way, all of them, so that we'll go with them one by one by one. So we'll be able to understand what's expected from us. So thank you, Ritesh sir, for all the magical mornings that you invest in all of us and yourself. And yes, Rohini ji, you have a question or sharing?
नमस्ते. गुड न्यूज है बराबर 21 टाइम लिखने का एफर्मेशन और 21 डेज में मैजिक होने का. मेरे छोटे लड़के विपुल को लास्ट जुलाई से जॉब उसकी ये पैंडेमिक में चली गई थी. सो बराबर 21 डेज 21 टाइम लिखने के बाद 21 डेज पे गुड न्यूज आई और उसको जॉब मिल गया. उसका ज्वाइनिंग मंडे से है. थैंक यू टू यू प्राची मैम एंड ऑल आवर सन. ये वे पे मैं आई हूँ. मेरी लाइफ में बहुत मैजिक हो रहा है और बहुत अबांडेंस मेरे लाइफ में आ गया है और मुझे जो चाहिए वो अचीव होगा ही होगा, हो रहा है. थैंक यू टू ऑल ऑफ.
Thank you for the love and the confidence. It's very important to fall in love with ourselves alive. So inviting magic. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. So thank you everyone. Any more sharings, or can we say our final thank yous? It's lovely to see people getting breakthroughs. It's lovely to see people inviting magics and growing a better version of themselves every day. And all of us are definitely growing, and it's more power to each one. So thank you, Ritesh sir. Thank you, Amrita ma'am. Thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you. Let's see each other tomorrow for a little longer session. Say we start at 5, we conclude our reading and meditation by 6:30. And thereafter, we'll go for the artist's way. It should take about half hour to 45 minutes, I think. But let's keep it the way it is, and we'll keep answering questions. Meanwhile, I think you've had a rendezvous with Shivani yesterday, some of you. And tomorrow, I think very beautifully, you may work with together hand in hand at 3:30 also. So each to their own, however you wish. So thank you, Radhika, for volunteering for tomorrow, for taking everyone together. So yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless us all. Let's see each other tomorrow at 5. Lots of love. And Nitin, thank you for the recordings. Thank you so much.